Guys, welcome to the Trash Picture Show. I recently reached 150 subs, so as a way to kind of celebrate, I put up on Twitter an Ask Me Anything kind of questionnaire, and I decided I'd do a video on the questions I was asked. So here are the questions I was asked, and hopefully you guys who asked them will be happy with the answers. First off, first question from @Sarah-Samedy. What's your craziest camping experience? Well, it isn't kind of an out in the woods camping experience. It's more of a crazy holiday experience. I can't give you the full details because it went a bit mental. But me and two friends went to Amsterdam, and we didn't stay in a hotel. We stayed in a cabin on a campsite on the outskirts of the city, and we went into the city and we got absolutely fucking sloshed on belugas in the pubs, and we got the tram. We were getting the tram back out to the campsite, and we were so pissed drunk, and we were doing so much messing on the tram that we missed our stop by not one, not two, not three, but 8 stops. We ended up out in the boonies, out in the middle of the countryside in Amsterdam, and we had to try and navigate our way back to the campsite. And first off, taxis seem to be an endangered species in fucking Amsterdam. Second, don't go on the cyclist lanes because all you will hear will be a ding ding ding, and the bike will just come straight at you. So it was just a fucking ordeal trying to get back to the campsite. Luckily enough, one of my friends spotted a group of American girls who were staying at the campsite, and we didn't want to seem like fucking idiots by just going asking, so we decided to follow them. And I'd say after half an hour to 45 minutes, they realised we were following them, so they sped up, and then we sped up, and they sped up more. And they must have thought we were fucking perverts or fucking psychos or whatever. Eventually we decided to stop it before the police got involved, but we had followed them far enough that we got our bearings and got back to the campsite. But it was a fucking ordeal trying to get back. So the other stuff happened, but I don't think I'll disclose this on I'll disclose that on this medium. But yeah, Sarah, that's my craziest camping experience, trying to get back to a campsite in Amsterdam. Next question, Utani-Assets asks, what's your favorite or second favorite food? Yeah. What is my second favourite food? Utani-Assets is asking. Okay, that's a hard one. My favourite food would be pizza. I would eat pizza any fucking given day of the week, no matter what was on it. I'd even eat vegetarian pizza. But my second favourite food would probably be noodles. I adore Singapore noodles. There's a restaurant in town called Lana, and I always get Singapore noodles when myself and Neve go there. But even that, I'd even eat the shitty noodles you'd get in like the bricks, you know, the coca noodles, or even if I was desperate, I'd eat a pot noodle. I love noodles. Pizza and noodles, yeah, my fucking, my diet is atrocious, but I adore noodles. I adore noodles and I adore pizza, but yeah, second favourite food would definitely be noodles. Next question, and Jezi asks, why don't they put effort into soundtracks anymore? Guessing for money. I'm guessing it costs a lot of money. There is still a couple of good kind of soundtracks out there. Guardians of the Galaxy had a pretty awesome soundtrack, although a lot of movies have now tried replicating it and are putting 80s kind of tunes. Fucking Suicide Squad did it, and they failed. But there are some pretty awesome soundtracks out there, just not on good movies. She also said that like soundtracks were the thing that a lot of movies were noted for. Yeah, Pulp Fiction. You'd remember Pulp Fiction not only for the movie but the soundtrack. I'm guessing it's just money. I'm guessing it's easier just to put like some generic fucking score onto a movie now. There's no real effort. The smaller budget movies, especially horrors, like Jeremy Gillespie's The Void has an awesome soundtrack, a very synth based old school soundtrack. But I think that the main reason that we don't get memorable soundtracks anymore is because of money, and because they just wanna fire that movie out quick and easy. and that's why we don't get really memorable soundtracks anymore. Next question. I hope I'm not pronouncing this wrong. Ash Latch Anner uh, asks, what kind of dino hybrid would you make? I know Latch, he's actually a pretty cool, awesome dude. We follow each other on Twitter. What kind of I think I would make a cross between an Allosaurus and a Postosuchus, because that thing would be like a fucking bear. That would be a dinosaur that would fuck your day up, and it would go from bipedal to quadrupedal in the drop of a hat. You just have something nice and big and formidable that'd be able to take something down. So yeah, Latch, I'd go with an Allosaurus crossed with a Postosuchus. I know Postosuchus isn't a dinosaur, but I would love to cross them too. Next question. Hey Dash Ghoulfriend asks, if you were a mad scientist, what kind of experiment or invention would you make? I would love to make a device that would allow me to transpose my consciousness into others, kind of like Scott Bakula in Quantum Leap. I could like put my consciousness into a celebrity or an athlete, or just see how another person lives their life, even someone else, just someone I'd know if I wanted to know, well, what's it like being in their shoes. I definitely be careful. I wouldn't want to end up in an astronaut's body or a fireman's body or a fucking hostage negotiator's body. Yeah, shoot him, kill him, see if I care. You don't have the balls. That wouldn't be too cool if you ended up landing in the body of someone who was in the middle of a fucking hostage negotiation. But I would love to be able to put my consciousness into others and literally walk around in their shoes. I hope you're happy with my answer, girlfriend. But yeah, that's my answer. Next question is from at Valium Freak. What you want to be? This one's a difficult one because I wanted to be a writer, and there is still part of me that does, but I just had a bad experience trying to put out comics and stuff, and I I just I found writing was my escape, but when it became about monetary gain, it kind of stressed me out and knocked me for a loop. And as a result, I don't know. I genuinely don't know what I want to do anymore. I have a job, I have an apartment, I'm fairly secure, but I don't know what I want to do as a career. I would love to go back and write, but just professionally, it threw me for a loop. So honestly, I don't know what I want to do at the moment. Probably travel. I'd like to travel. Sorry, that's probably a lame answer, Valiant Freak, but it's the best I can give you. Next question is from Ash Got Girl Von Dark. What's the worst movie you've ever seen? Okay, so I'm gonna give you two answers because I'm not 100% sure. Is it the worst movie? Is it the so bad it's good, or is it the worst movie you tell everyone to avoid it? I've seen a lot of shitty movies. Oh, there's a lot of crap out there. Worst movie I've ever seen. I've seen The Room. Everyone's seen The Room. Everyone and their grandmother's seen The Room. The Miami Connection's pretty bad. It's about a It's about a rock band who do karate and fight ninjas to stop drugs entering Miami. It's fucking terrible. Michael Mann's Miami Vice. That's a movie I walked out on. I thought it was fucking trash. No, but probably the worst movie I have ever seen would be actually Manos, The Hands of Fate. If you get a chance, watch Manos, The Hands of Fate. I Got Girl Von Dark, I challenge you to get 10 minutes into Manos, The Hands of Fate. Okay, so next question is from Real MB4. What got you into collecting? As a kid, I loved toys. I loved action figures because I was big into movies. My folks let me watch movies from an early age, and I got like Aliens action figures, and I got Jurassic Park action figures, and I'd play with them and recreating the scenes. And that was a cool thing about Kenner. they didn't mind if the movie was any 18s. They'd still make action figures of it. And like I used to love collecting toys, but as I got older, like I all that stuff got packed away, and I got into comics, and I wasn't big into sport. I wasn't big into going out and stuff, so I just kept to myself and read comics. And then one day I picked up, I think it was PlayStation Power. So either PlayStation Power or an Irish PlayStation magazine, and I opened it up, and it was an article about this teenage girl who collected Metal Gear Solid and Final Fantasy figures, and she was in her 20s. She was like, I was 18 at the time, and she was in her 20s, and she was collecting all these awesome figures. And I was like, cool, people can do that. So went in storage, took out my T Rex, and took out some of my other kind of aliens figures and put them up on my shelves. And then I started mainly collecting aliens figures. I started off collecting the McFarlane Alien and Predator figures, and then I collected some of the NECA Predators and Aliens. And then it went on from there. If there was a particular figure of a horror movie or a particular action movie I saw, I'd pick it up, and it kind of, my collection grew, as you can see in the back wall there. And it was just always something. It was always a hobby. I was never big into sport. I was never big into kind of like fucking cars or anything like that. I loved movies, and I loved being able to have representations of movies, because you could never afford like a big prop. You could never afford Ripley's pulse rifle or something, but you could always get something that was like a representation of that movie, and pose it and put it in a scene and have it up as a statue. Like, most people collect tchotchkes and kind of little jugs and ornaments, and I guess that's my equivalent of it. Just collecting these cool action figures from movies I adore. And just from an early age, I loved action figures, and I loved movies, and the two kind of marinated into kind of the hobby I have today. So I hope MB that you're happy with that answer. Next question is from @HaloGirl22. If you could pick any monster or character from TV, movies, comics, books, etc. to fight Godzilla, who would you pick? Um, I'm probably going to go with Dr. Manhattan, although Dr. Manhattan, as my housemate John pointed out, would dispatch Godzilla with great ease. He wouldn't have any major problem. A cool fight would be to see the Clover monster fight Godzilla. I think a lot of people would like to see the Clover creature fight Godzilla. Um, Predator, I'd make sure the Predator. Godzilla would fucking destroy Predator. Even if a clan of Predators brought Godzilla down, where the fuck are they going to mount his skull, like, you know? Yeah, I'd pick Manhattan, but Doctor Manhattan from Watchmen would fucking destroy Godzilla. So I think a cool fight to see would be Clover and Godzilla. That would be cool. Again, lots of people have probably picked that one. And last question is from @CJZZ, Christopher ZZ. Awesome guy. He does an awesome kind of reviews, online reviews of horror movies. If you get a chance, check his reviews out. Have you ever read Sergeant Rock from the 70s, and do you own any creature from the Black Lagoon merchandise or memorabilia? Answer to both of these is no. I can buy the a compendium omnibus of Sergeant Rock. I would love to pick that up, or I would love to pick up the issue of Sergeant Rock that Shane Black's Hawkins from Predator is reading, because in the helicopter he's reading the Sergeant Rock comic. I would love to have that and see what his character was supposed to be reading. As for Creature from the Black Lagoon merch, I only have the first movie, and I don't have any kind of statuettes or figures or anything like that. I'd love to own one of the Universal model kits, monster model kits. It'll either be the Creature from the Black Lagoon or Frankenstein in the chair, chained to the seat. But yeah, I would love to kind of like have the Universal model kit. I think, Christopher, you, if I'm not mistaken, you have some autograph stuff. You showed it to me before, but yeah, it'd be cool to have some kind of vintage autographed Universal Monster memorabilia, particularly from the creature of the from the Black Lagoon, because that was a pretty kind of a radical movie for its time. So yeah, they were the questions that people posed to me, and I just want to say thanks. The questions were fun. They were cool. I hope the answers I gave you were satisfying, because I I just kind of I done them on the fly. I don't like prepping. I like to give answers that come straight from my head. I think if you plan something that they end up becoming disingenuous. You're like, okay, maybe this is what the person wants to hear. I think if you answer straight off, it's the most honest and the most kind of pure answer you can give. So my name is Martin. I am currently on 150 subscribers, and you guys who are watching and are subbing are awesome, and you guys who sent me these questions are awesome. I hope to do maybe another one of these. If you're interested, leave them in the comments below if you want me to do another Ask Me Anything video. And yeah, have a good one. Take care. Bye now.